So it's been about 3 weeks since I turned 30. As you can see, the balloons are deflating and the tape is coming off from the wall. But I've been thinking a lot lately, and I've been thinking about some life lessons that I've learned in my 30 years. And I've been taking notes, so forgive me if I'm looking at my phone. I'm just looking at my notes. I wrote down 30 life lessons that I learned. They're not in any particular order, but I'm applying some Bible verses as well for each lesson. And yeah, forgive me for my hair is wet because I just showered, and I'll be looking at my phone for my notes. But the first one, most people are figuring life out as they go, right? So as I was younger, I used to think everybody had, or I guess the adults, I used to think that adults would have like their life already figured out. They would already be knowing their path in life, right? And most of us, I mean, I don't know about you, but like sometimes I feel lost. I'm 30, I feel lost. I have no guidance sometimes. And Proverbs 20:24 says, "A person's steps are directed by the Lord. How then can anyone understand their own way?" Right, so the Lord, our God, He already has a purpose for each and every one of us, and we just have to walk in that purpose that He has stored for us. The second one, I don't know. I'm gonna try to go kind of fast because there's 30 of them, and I don't want to take most of your time. So, 2. Comparison will quietly steal your joy. Don't compare yourself to others. Everyone has their own path. I've been learning this a lot lately, actually, by comparing myself to, I don't know, my classmates that I graduated with, or I see friends that already, from the outside, it seems like they already have their life together. I could be wrong though, but yeah, don't do that. And Galatians 6:4 says, "Let each one test his own work and not compare himself with someone else." 3. You don't have as much time as you think. Yeah, I can relate to this. Whenever I was younger, like teenager, back then, like I would think that I will be living forever. Like, but now as I'm 30, I don't know. Like, I see that there's an end to all this. I guess like, and looking back at my old younger years, I feel like, dang, like where did all that time go? Like time went by too fast. So yeah, we don't have as much time as we think. James 4:14 says, "You are a mist that appears for a little while and then vanishes." Yeah, like to God, 100 years is nothing, Yeah. 4. Life rarely goes according to plan. Yeah, was that quote that Mike Tyson, I think Mike Tyson said it, everyone has a plan until they get punched in the face or something like that. I've been punched in the face literally and symbolically, I guess, like in life, like you plan to have certain things, to be a certain way, but life has different plans, and well, that's God. God has different plans for you, and He's steering you where He wants you to be. He has like His purpose for you. So Proverbs 16:9 says, "In their hearts humans plan their course, but the Lord establishes their steps. Right? That goes back to what was it? Proverbs, the first one, Proverbs 20:24. God has plans for each and one of us, and wait, I got lost. Yeah. So Proverbs 16:9. In their hearts, humans plan their course, but the Lord establishes their steps. Yeah, God has different plans for us. Different plans that we have for us. Like we might want to do something, but that's not, in the long run, that might not be beneficial for us. And God knows everything, so He's probably most likely trying to keep us from stumbling or making a big mistake that will cost us something greater. 5. Being lost can lead to finding direction. Yeah, like I said, I've been feeling lost a lot lately. And I'm just like trying to find my purpose. Psalm 119 verse 105 says, "Your word is a lamp to my feet and a light to my path." And we know the word is Jesus, the Son. So we really have to depend on a lot. We have to depend and give everything to God, and He will lead us to blessings. He will guide us, right? 6. Discipline matters more than motivation. Yeah, like I've kind of known this since I was like a teenager. I was involved in martial arts when I was like a teenager, and I've learned how to be disciplined with my studies, my training routines, and seeing growth really establishes that discipline. So yeah, small steps, and you'll see a big difference. And 1 Corinthians 9:24 says, "Run in such a way as to get the prize." Yeah. 7. Small habits shape your future. Yeah, that kind of goes with the previous one. Practicing small habits daily will change you, and you'll see the difference. Like, I don't know, give yourself like 3 weeks or something. Do small routines, small daily habits. Like for instance, like for me, like I'm trying to have a daily habit of like being in my own private closet with God and ranting to Him or asking Him for guidance, and just making that a habit. Also, like reading the scripture more. I've been trying to do that lately. 8. Consistency matters. Galatians 6:9. Let us not grow weary in doing good. Yeah, you gotta be consistent to see progress, right? If you go to the gym and you go, I don't know, once a week, you won't see that much progress compared to someone that goes 5 days a week or something, so you gotta be consistent. 9. The hardest part is starting. 9. The hardest part is starting. Yep. I can relate to this right now. Like, I've been putting this channel for a long time. I've been wanting to create a channel and make YouTube videos. I feel like God has really put that in my heart for like, I don't know, maybe the past 2 years, but I've been putting that off lately. I was doing some faceless videos because I don't know, I don't want to show my face, or I like my privacy. But yeah, I've been noticing it was very hard to take this step. And yeah, Zechariah 4:10, do not despise these small beginnings. But let me just check if I'm recording. 10, action creates clarity. Yeah, we have to put in the work, right? Work plus faith, and that will give us, I don't know, blessings. We will see progress by doing that, by putting work behind faith, or behind action, I guess. Sorry. Action behind faith. So yeah, we have to put in the work. Proverbs 16:3 says, commit your work to the Lord and your plans will be established. Yeah, always depend on God. Seek Him for anything. 11, your mindset affects your life. Yep. That's real. I mean, yeah, like if your mind is full of negative thoughts, like your life is gonna be negative. You can't be negative all the time. You gotta change and like rewire your brain and your thoughts. You know, like you have to start thinking differently. Proverbs 23:7 says, as he thinks in his heart, so is he. 12, you become what you repeatedly do. You become what you repeatedly do. Romans 12:2 says, be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Like I was saying, renew your mind and you will be transformed. 13, fear doesn't disappear. Yeah, I mean, I've learned this for many years. You gotta be able to control your fear, right? Keep it on a leash. Like it says, fear, it won't disappear. Like everybody's gonna be fearful. It just depends on how you control it. Joshua 1:9, be strong and courageous, for the Lord your God will be with you. And as we know, Joshua and the other spies, I think it was Joshua, right? I might be wrong. Joshua and the other Israelite spies, whenever they're going to spy on the giants that, I forget the city name, they became fearful because they saw giants in that land. And that's where they messed up. That's, what's it called? Like, that's why they couldn't go into the promised land, because they were fearful and they didn't, like, I guess they didn't know that God was greater than their fears or than those giants, you know, that they saw. 14, growth is uncomfortable. Yep. You gotta suffer to grow. Romans 5:3-4, suffering produces perseverance, perseverance, character, and character produces hope. 15, peace is more valuable than excitement. Philippians 4:7, the peace of God will guard your hearts and minds. But let me say that again, because I feel like I said it weird. Philippians 4:7, the peace of God will guard your hearts and minds. You know, keep God in your heart. God will give you peace. And I've always preferred to be more peaceful than seeking excitement. 16, people influence who you become. Yeah, I know there's many quotes. I can't exactly remember exactly how it goes. But like, put yourself with, or what is it called? Like, you know how you know someone's character by the people that he surrounds himself with, or something like that. Um, yeah, people influence who you become. So Proverbs 13:20 says, "Walk with the wise and become wise." 17. Listening matters more than winning arguments. Yeah. James 1:19 says, "Everyone should be quick to listen, slow to speak." Yeah, I mean, I try to walk with that daily. Like, I prefer. I'm a better listener than a speaker, I guess. I'd rather not talk too much whenever, like, I might say something that I regret later on. Or at least I listen a lot more than speaking. I feel that's a very good lesson. 18. Not everyone stays forever. Yeah. Enjoy the time that you have with your loved ones, because not everyone will live forever. They're not gonna stay with you forever. It could be relationships, it could be pets. I've had many pets before. I lost my dog. I mean, didn't lose him, but like he passed maybe like about a year ago. Yeah, I mean, enjoy the time that God gives you with them. And it says in Ecclesiastes 3:1, there is a time for everything. Yeah. 19. Genuine relationships matter most. I don't know. That just speaks for itself. Try not to get in relationships where you have to where you're trying to win someone over, or where you have to change who you are just so that they like you. Don't pretend to be someone you're not just to be part of the cool kids, you know? I feel like I struggled a lot with that in my maybe like middle school or like high school days. I would try to be like part of the cool kids and act differently. I struggled a lot with that. And Proverbs 27:17 says, "As iron sharpens iron, so one person sharpens another." Yeah, I really like that verse. 20. Kindness is never wasted. Always be kind. You never know where you never know what doors that can open for you. You never know like what that person is going through. Yeah, don't take out your anger on people. Don't be rude. Always be kind. And even as Christians, we have to be like good ambassadors for the kingdom. That just shows who you are, your character. Ephesians 4:32 says, "Be kind and compassionate to one another." 21. Nobody is coming to save you. Yeah. You gotta be responsible for your own actions, for your own life. Galatians 6:5 says, "Each one should carry their own load." 22. Stability requires effort. Yep, I can relate to that right now. Right now I'm kind of, I wouldn't say struggling. I have decent jobs. I'm making decent money, but I feel sometimes I feel like I'm just like, what is it called? Working, living paycheck to paycheck. And I feel like I'm not not really stable right now financially. Yeah. Proverbs 21:5. The plans of the diligent lead to profit. 23. You can't live only for the moment. Yep. You can't live only for the moment. Ecclesiastes 11:9-10 says, follow the ways of your heart, but know that for all these things God will bring you into judgment. 24. Saying no is necessary. Yeah, I've learned that the hard way. Learn to say no. And when something's not beneficial for you, just say no. And I guess learn how to say yes too. Matthew 5:37 says, let your yes be yes and your no be no. 25. Not every opportunity is good. Yeah, think hard on your plans. You gotta plan things out, or your opportunities the doors that are open for you. Not all of them are gonna be blessings. Sometimes you have spiritual traps that the enemy has set up for you. Everybody is going through spiritual warfare, whether we know it or not. Everyone is being attacked by the evil one. We are God's children, and the devil always wants to make us stumble and make us sin. And he can do that by opening doors for us, which lead us astray. Yeah, not every opportunity is good. 1 Corinthians 10:23. I have the right to do anything, you say, but not everything is beneficial. And I know this part is mostly talking about, I think it's Paul, that he is preaching to the Corinths, and they ask him, since Jesus died for all our sins and we're free to do anything, we're free to sin, but he says here that, yeah, we have the right to do anything, but not everything is beneficial. 26. Life has seasons. Yeah, it definitely does. Life has seasons. Ecclesiastes 3:1. To everything there is a season. 27. Gratitude changes perspective. Yeah, always be thankful. Thankful for a roof over your head, for a bed to sleep in, for the food that God provides. Not everyone is blessed to have all that. Yeah, I'm sure you know all that. 1 Thessalonians 5:18. Give thanks in all circumstances. Yeah, I try to do that daily. As I wake up in the morning, as I open my eyes, I give thanks to the Lord. Thank Him for giving me another day, 28. Mistakes can teach us. Yeah, I've always learned by my mistakes, and try not to do those mistakes again, right? Do not repeat those mistakes. Romans 8:28. In all things, God works for the good of those who love Him. 29. Starting over is always possible. Yeah, like I'm doing right now. I'm kind of starting over with jobs, I guess. I don't know. I don't think I've said this on camera, but I was working my dream job for about 3 years, and I just felt like God was telling me that I had to get out and do something else. It wasn't giving me happiness anymore, I guess, and it wasn't the people that I was surrounded with. I feel like they were kind of holding me back, and God has better plans for me, and I'm I'm just starting all over, kind of, not completely, but like, yeah. And I'm starting over with this channel too. Like, I'm trying to do something different. Isaiah 43:19. See, I am doing a new thing. 30. It's never too late to begin again. Yeah, like I'm 30 right now, 30 years old. Um, I'm trying to do different things, new things. Trying to get out of my comfort zone. I've never been like a good speaker, I guess. I've never been comfortable on camera or on stage. I've done it before, like I've had to do it. Like I'm a musician, but it's always been kind of uncomfortable. But yeah, it's never too late to begin again. Lamentations 3:22-23. His mercies are new every morning. Yeah, that's 30 lessons, 30 life lessons that I came up with. And yeah, like just live day by day and try to walk with those lessons in your mind. I mean, that's what I'm doing. Like, I'm trying to live differently at 30 years old, trying to be more present in life with things that I do. I'm trying not to waste time anymore. Back then when I was little, I feel like I wasted too much time on the phone or playing video games, watching movies, and I really do regret all that time wasted. I feel I should have tried to get closer to God back then. I should have tried to get closer to my loved ones. So yeah, I'm trying not to waste too much time anymore. I mean, of course, there's time for everything. There's time to have fun, but don't overdo it. And yeah, thank you for staying this long. I don't know how long I've been recording for, probably a long time. Yeah, it's 2:30, I need to start cooking because my fiance is gonna get here like in 30 minutes and she's hungry. And but yeah, thank you for staying this long. I'll be making more videos, and yeah, peace out. Thank you. God bless.